Now, like I said, year 10, there are always tips and tricks to help us in mathematics do things quicker or recognize things, okay? FOIL is one of them. It helps us when I've got two binomials, a pair of binomials like this. Sometimes they may present it slightly differently, but it's really the same kind of question, okay? An example is something like this. Now, one thing that students always do, and I actually have this on your do now, is they say, hang on, x plus 3 all squared, oh, that's easy. That's just x squared plus 9. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, whether it's right or not, we're not sure. How could I actually check? One way to check is that, let's just, yeah, James, you got an idea?
You put 2x plus 3 in brackets.
Okay, that's how you're meant to do it. But how do I actually check if this is correct or not? Put it in your calculator. Just use a simple number. Use a simple number. Let's try with 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Okay. What about over here? What do I get if I put in x equals to 1?
1 plus 9.
Which is 10, right? Yeah, can you see how, remember, with the equal sign, we're trying to say that these two things are equal. But I've shown you here, if I expanded it like this, remember, when you're expanding things, you're not changing anything, you're just kind of rearranging it. If I substitute x equals to 1 here, I'm going to get 16. If I substitute x equals to 1 here, I'm going to get 1 squared plus 9, which is 10. That's obviously not the same thing. This isn't right. And so make a note that this isn't the right way to expand things, okay? Rather than just squaring these individual terms, what I want you to think about is actually, when you have, maybe make a note, I'll write it separately over here. When you have 5 squared, what's actually happening is you have 5 times 5. You're multiplying that thing by itself, right? And that's the same thing as what's happening over here. I have to multiply this whole thing by itself. It's just this time, what it is it's actually x plus 3, x plus 3. In the same way that I have 5 times 5, here I've got x plus 3 times x plus 3. That's all I'm doing there. And you can see this is that binomial expansion that I'm used to seeing now, right? I've just got 2 pairs of brackets there. I can expand them out as I was doing using that FOIL method. I'll just do the first one for you because it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to use that FOIL method again. So first would be x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. So first, outside, inside, last. And then again, just gathering like terms. So x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay. So I think the biggest difference with this idea of a perfect square is that they give it to you as one bracket and then they square that thing. That's what we mean by a perfect square, right? I've got one bracket and that whole thing is squared. The hard thing to note is that when you see that, you need to recognize, oh, that doesn't mean I just square each of these. It means I have to multiply that whole thing by itself. So x plus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? Have a go at the next ones for me.